Hello Ben, thank you very much for joining us for this interview with Midas. Uh, I'm very glad that you can come here in South Korea. Can I ask you questions about first maybe your major subject in the post-secondary school?
Yes, well, I studied materials engineering after secondary school at degree level and found a love for design, and then went on to study at MSc level design for manufacture, where I encountered CAD tools and CAE tools for the first time.
I see. So I heard you have also very big experience into CAE analysis. Can you tell us just a few key points about that?
Yes, my experience really started from the beginning. I was brought into the company, my first company, to do CAE as well as materials engineering, which I enjoyed. And so I've been around CAE and CAE tools for nearly 20 years.
Wow, it's really impressive. And can I ask you right now a few questions about NFX? Have you used the software by yourself, and what is your feeling about the software?
I have just begun to use Midas NFX. I'm a new user and have been very impressed at the speed with which someone can come up to speed and get going with the software. Not only myself, but junior staff in my company also have been able to get running with NFX and produce analyses within a few hours, which is very fast.
Oh yes, it's really great. I'm impressed. And what actually makes you choose Midas NFX?
I believe one of the key things of importance about Midas NFX is the speed with which you can learn it. It is applicable to both basic users and also advanced users. The interface is easy to understand and progressive. It takes you and guides you from model building through to analysis and on to actual reports. That is very good.
I'm really glad to hear you say that, because I think in the same way. It's really easy to use, and it was very easy to learn the software by myself. Compared to other CAE tools, what feature do you think would make Midas NFX special?
Midas NFX has a very good ability to work itself easily into your working processes. So whatever your workflows, Midas NFX actually is a good fit. It is very good at translating CAD geometry from a variety of CAD software, and it also has a very deep capability. So you can actually do some very sophisticated analyses all directly from the GUI, from the user interface.
Okay, and have you ever tried to compare Midas NFX with other products?
Yes, principally we've tried to compare Midas NFX with some quite advanced codes, particularly nonlinear codes. We find that there are some customers whose knowledge may be quite basic in CAE, but whose requirements are quite deep, in that they require quite sophisticated analyses, such as those in consumer electronics who do drop tests. The analysis is difficult, but the requirement is basic for that type of product, and we find that NFX is very good for the basic and mid-range user to perform these analyses, particularly when you compare with other more sophisticated codes which need advanced users to do analyses which are required every day in some industries.
I totally agree with you. And so would you recommend actually Midas NFX to the users?
It is easy to recommend Midas NFX because of its speed of learning, because of the easy GUI, and also because of the deep analysis capabilities.
Well, thank you very much, and I just have a last question for you. You see NFX, and in which industry do you think it will take more advantage from the beginning?
I think in consumer electronics, this sort of product will be a very good fit. Also in traditional areas like aerospace and automotive, particularly in the tier 1 suppliers to large companies, they will see Midas as a very good and cost-effective tool which will allow them to keep up with their customers who maybe have more expensive analysis capability.
Well, thank you very much, Ben, for the response of these questions, and I'm very glad to meet you.
Thank you.